Hi, I'm Gina Savio, and I am a life mindset and relationship coach and founder of Inner Alchemy Coaching. Welcome to my very first podcast or very first episode of Conversations That Truly Matter. This is a space for real, supportive, judgment free conversations because I believe every relationship starts with the one that you have with yourself. Now, since this is my very first podcast, I wanted to do something different. Instead of bringing a guest, I thought, why not begin with myself? But to be honest, it's not always easy to just sit and talk about yourself. So I reached out to a friend of mine who gave me a set of questions. Um, and today I will be answering those questions, almost like a self interview, so that you get to know me and also you understand what my channel is all about and why it exists. To make this journey more meaningful and to keep you engaged along the way, I've divided these questions into 6 sections. I will be sharing 2 sections in each episode. That way, we can go deeper without rushing, and it also gives you a reason to come back and continue the journey with me. Think of it like think of it as a series, one conversation at a time. So let's begin. Okay, we start with my journey and story. The first question is, Gina, you call your podcast Conversations That Matter. Uh, sorry, it is Conversations That Truly Matter. What was the conversation that mattered most in your life? The one that changed your path? So, in my opinion, the conversations that matter are the ones you that you have with yourself. Most often, those conversations you have with yourself, and these conversations, while they should ideally be judgment free, most times they're not. In fact, they tend to be super critical, they tend to be very harsh, but they are also almost very honest. Now, the conversation that I had with myself was not an easy one. It showed me a reflection that needed me to take action that I had been deferring for a very long time, action that I needed to take to reclaim myself. And in the process of reclaiming myself, I not just found myself, I found my path, I found my purpose, and I found my ikigai. You often speak about living unhidden. Was there a time in your life when you felt invisible, and how did you begin reclaiming yourself? So, again, for the longest time, my identity was the roles I played. And I was very happy playing those roles. There's absolutely no doubt about it. But yet I was missing something very vital. I didn't know what it was. I thought perhaps if I gain financial independence, I will find it. While financial independence is important, what I was missing was even more important. Through my journey of becoming a coach, I found that vital piece. I found that vital missing piece. And that missing piece was Gina, the most important person in I am. I was missing the I. So, yeah, moving on to the next question. What drew you into life, mindset, and relationship coaching in the first place? My journey of discovering myself, while it was difficult, it was one of the most fulfilling journeys of my life. I discovered the Gina I had never known before. The Gina I used to be was needy. She needed protection. She needed validation every step of the way. and she happily lived in the kingdom of victimhood. The Gina I am today clearly knows what she wants, and she is willing to go after it with blinkers on. While validation from her loved ones is still welcome, she is not waiting for it anymore. So I feel if I could transform myself, why can I not transform others by guiding them into releasing the mindset that are not working for them anymore? And this is the reason I chose coaching as my ikigai. So, coming on to the next section, coaching philosophy and style. You talk about selfhood, visibility, and quiet transformation. Could you explain what those words mean in the context of your coaching? Well, for me, being visible is not very different from being from selfhood. And I identify being visible with having a voice, having an identity that is not role bound, being able to say no when you want to say no. And through coaching, this transformation happens so quietly that you are unable to pinpoint and say, this is the moment I experienced a transformation. But a transformation will happen. And if you're willing to, with a caveat, you should be willing to work for it. Of course, a coach will only make that process much more quicker and easier. So, moving on to the next question. How is your coaching different from the typical fix yourself advice we often hear? Now, I don't believe anybody is broken and therefore they don't need fixing. But I do believe that one can easily lose sight of the only person who should matter to you and who will show up for you. While going through life, you tend to lose that person. And I can help find that person through my coaching. Yes. Moving on to the next question. What role do compassion, presence play? What role do compassion and presence play in the way you support your clients? Now, the world around us is very critical and judgmental. And very often, through the conversations we have with ourselves, we join the world and perhaps surpass the critics around us. True transformation occurs in a judgment-free, safe space. And when you provide such a safe space, compassion, presence, and empathy become a part of that space. And they play a vital role in supporting your clients. So, we've come to the end of episode 1. Thank you for joining me today as I shared a part of my journey, the conversations that changed my path, and the philosophy that shapes my coaching. In the next episode, I will open up about relationships, inner work, and how our connection with ourselves impacts everything around us. If today's episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need it. Subscribe to this channel for more and follow me on Instagram at inner_alchemy coaching to know more about my work. Until then, remember, every relationship starts with the one you have with yourself. Until then, stay blessed and take care of you.